Go, another one.
Hey, we are live.
We are live.
Welcome into another rendition of Mock Draft Mania with your boys at the Road Show here. You got Truck and we got Cole, or we don't have Coles. We have Coles soon. Maybe he'll jump on, but we got me and Shane O'Mac here to bring it down for you. We are doing a mock draft tonight. We have it's a 10-team PPR, one quarterback, two running back, two wide receivers, one flex. Pretty standard league for a 10-team PPR, and we're about to kick this thing off. We have a couple empty slots in the draft room, but not to worry. We're going to get rolling on this. All right, and boom, we are live. First pick goes CeeDee Lamb. Now, Chris, I'm going to make sure he knows that we're going now, so I'll just shoot him a quick text. All right. So, Shane, how do you feel about CeeDee Lamb going 101 overall?
I probably wouldn't be 101 with him, although I don't see a difference. If you're going to take Chase, you can take Lamb 101. So
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and there goes Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Coles takes Jamar Chase. Surprise, surprise.
Predictable, on brand.
On brand, absolutely. And then Mike McLean goes Christian McCaffrey. Let's see where B Shade goes here with this first pick. Where do you think he's going? He's probably going running back, right? You know B Shade pretty well.
Yeah, I could see this being a Breece Hall pick.
Ooh, a Breece Hall pick.
Who I have moved up to my RB1 right now.
Yeah, I drafted in an ESPN league last night. I took Breece Hall over Bijan Robinson at the 7 pick.
Yep, and
so they were both available. So Shane, what do you got here? You're on the clock.
I'm gonna stick with my pick, and Breece is my RB1. So I haven't played it out like this before, where I've taken an RB instead ahead of St. Brown. So I want to see how this stack ends up turning out.
Fair enough. And then after you goes Amon-Ra and Bijan. So yeah, these 3 running backs are the usual suspects in the first round. We'll see where Barty Godfather goes. Bartoletti, if he's even on now.
Probably got to be AJ Brown pick if I was guessing.
I would imagine so, yeah. And then if that's the case, I think you know where I'm going with these next 2 picks.
Yep. Oh,
takes Jonathan Taylor.
Wow, I've not seen Brown slip this far.
Yeah, I guess he had him queued up. So I have Garrett Wilson over AJ Brown, so I'm taking Garrett Wilson here. And then with my second pick, I'm going Saquon Barkley. I gotta stay true to my rankings, and that's where I'm going. Garrett Wilson and Barkley.
I was hoping there was a slight chance that AJ Brown was going to slip, but alas, he did not. So I'm here. I'm a little nervous with Puka Nacua. Honestly, I learned my lesson last year. Cooper Kupp went into the season hurt, and he had struggled. So I'm going to avoid Nacua with this pick, and I'm going Drake London, who I think could be a top end of the second round pick.
Beautiful pick. I would have done the same thing there, Shane. So I like what you did there. Oop. There we go. Before London went Gibbs, AJ Brown, Marvin Harrison. Has the steam stopped on Marvin? Have you felt a little bit of a calmness come with the beginning of the season with Marvin Harrison?
I haven't seen it yet. Like I have not seen him slip out of like the first 3 picks of
the second round,
of the beginning of the second round.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've yet to see that happen. So.
All right, B-Shade goes Kyron Williams. So we started with Tyreek Hill and Kyron Williams. Not a bad start. Did everybody has gone with the opposing? Yeah, so everyone started with running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver. Let's see where Coles goes here.
I don't love the wide receivers here at this point.
Yeah. Derrick Henry, great pick.
Yeah.
And shocker, there goes Josh Allen in the third.
Yeah.
So
home run every time. Yeah, I just don't like that pocket of receivers when you get to the end of round 2, when you're looking at Adams or Ayuk. They just seem early for me.
Yeah, Olave, this whole
Olave,
range
yep.
right here. Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. I want to lock in Derrick Henry, Travis Etienne. Not so much A-Chain, but I can see where people would want to go with A-Chain in the third. But
Yep.
fair enough. Mike McLean goes Christian McCaffrey, Puka, and then Nico Collins. Interesting going Puka and Nico. There's a chance, man, those guys could easily be wide receiver 2s on their own team instead of the wide receiver 1s that you're drafting in the second and third round, right?
Yep. So here it's for me, it's between 2 receivers and just double checking. Yep. So I've got more over Waddle. So definitely over Olave. I'm just not an Olave fan this year. So
I completely agree with you. Not sure why. I don't know where I would even draft him. It would have to it's after Neighbors, after DK. I guess maybe around the Cooper Cup, Michael Pittman range, but
yeah,
that's a little tough. With my next pick right here, I am taking Malik Neighbors. He is my next highest wide receiver. I have him over Mike Evans. I have him basically right behind DJ Moore. So, I had to go with Malik Neighbors there. And then with my next pick, I will be going with See, this is tough. I really like Mike Evans, and starting Garrett Wilson, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans seems like a great thing to do. And I think that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go Mike Evans and 3 stud wide receivers.
I tell you what, 2 guys that have got steamed up in drafts over the last week and a half has been Malik Neighbors and Isaiah Pacheco. I mean, you probably remember seeing those guys like in rounds 5, 6.
Yeah, I took Malik Neighbors last night in round 5 of an average ESPN draft. Pacheco went pretty high, and I get it, man. I mean, Pacheco at the end of the year last year was an absolute stud, so I completely understand why he's getting steamed. I actually, in our new updated ranks, here, you go ahead and make your pick.
I was just trying to decide between DJ Moore and Jalen Waddle, so I'm just going to go with Waddle. Slips back in round 4, which is a little bit later, and I've seen him.
Yeah, not a bad spot. But yeah, Pacheco, man, I just with his usage on that team, he's due for a big season. So I'm all for drafting him in that end of the 3rd, early 4th. But see a lot of tight ends going off the board here in round 4. We got Kelsey, Laporta, Andrews, McBride.
Yep. That's an interesting order too. Kelsey first, ahead of Laporta and McBride.
Yeah. And Coles goes Debo Samuel. Oops, I'm losing the board there. Let's see where he goes here. You got Chase, Henry, Allen, Debo Samuel. Where do you think he's going here, Shane? Let's predict his pick.
Oh, Kincaid. I should have looked. Yeah, that should have been easy. I should have been looking to see.
On brand for Kolzicki. He says, on brand my ass.
Yeah.
We know how you draft, Mike. We know how you draft. McLean's up here. He started McCaffrey, Puka, Nico, and McBride. I love getting McBride in drafts. He is my number 1 tight end on the season, so I like where he's at. Just the Puka and Nico, the combination of the two has a lot of risk in it, but I like it. And then Amari Cooper, like where his team's at. One with the hero RB, 3 wide receivers and a tight end. Not bad.
Yep.
All right, let's see. B Shade started with Hill, Kyron, Lamar, Andrews. That combo of Lamar and Mark in the 3rd and 4th, I see quite a bit.
Yeah, he's got the ultimate Baltimore stack there. Andrews, Lamar, and Zay Flowers.
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team, man. Drafting players on good teams is definitely a strategy in fantasy football, and they are.
So I'm going to take here. I've got 3 great wide receivers, I think. So I think with that luxury is where I can go with my last tier break of tight ends, and that's Pitts.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Pitts was definitely the right pick there. And then we got Pittman, Diggs. I'm going to be coming up on the clock here in just a minute. I'm going to start scanning for a pick here.
Would you have gone Pitts if he slipped down there too?
Oh, 1,000% Pitts was my pick. He was who I was hoping would fall there, but he didn't. And there goes Rashad. So I'm in kind of this range where I don't really like these running backs too
Yeah.
much. I'm gonna have to go a little bit lower on the tier here. Um, you know, I'm gonna take my next highest running back, and it's DeAndre Swift. I'm gonna grab him there in the 5th.
There's 3 guys in this pocket that, quite honestly, is difficult for me to rank in order, and it's Mixon, Walker, Kamara. I mean, I'm really struggling with ranking those 3.
Definitely.
I can make an argument for all 3, really.
Yeah, I could too, and they're kind of in this range that it's tough, man. It's really tough. But my next pick after Swift, I'm going to go ahead and grab another wide receiver before okay. Clock ran out on me. That's what I get for having too much conversation. Go Birds, am I right? Yeah, he is definitely go Birds with the Lamar, Mark, and Zay. So there you go. I'm fine with Stroud there. I'm totally okay with that auto pick. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm just looking at so that makes it a little easier. My rankings were literally, I had like Mixon, Kamara, and Walker. So I'm thinking about moving Walker up with a lot of good pub he's getting, but in a PPR league, I've still got Kamara 1 spot ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, Kamara just catches too many balls, and like he's just the guy there. So I think I have in my rankings that are just updated for today's Substack. I do have it going Walker, Mixon, Kamara. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at currently.
I'm about ready to move up Walker. I think above those as well.
Yeah, but you took Kamara instead of Walker there.
I did.
It is PPR.
Yes, PPR. I think he could easily be 65 to 70 catches again. So,
yeah. Coles then takes Rashee Rice and Rome Odunze.
Another guy. Rice has been just steaming up.
Rightfully so. I mean,
Odunze also coming up high. With maybe the reports because Keenan Allen weighs 280 pounds now.
Yeah, what is that? Is that real? Do you think he doesn't weigh 280 pounds?
No, they were saying 230 though. They were saying 230.
So. Yeah, I saw a tweet of somebody who's like, Keenan Allen looks great right now. I don't know what you guys are talking about, and it was a video of this pudgy fat kid in Pop Warner football running in a touchdown. At first, I'm like, what is this video? Yeah. And of course, it's about his weight. So yeah, you took Christian Kirk.
It's between Kirk and McLaurin, and I've got Kirk right now ranked higher, so just by 1 spot. So,
well, I'm happy. No. I forgot to take.
Oh, you forgot to take your auto pick, and you got the round mound Keenan Allen.
Oh my God, how embarrassing! We were just talking about it. That's fine. I would have taken McLaurin, so I'm glad I got McLaurin there.
Got one of them at least.
I got one of them. 2 auto picks in a row that I would not have taken, but it is what it is. I should have been on top of that and took off my auto draft pick. That was boneheaded mistake.
Yeah.
But what do you got here, Shane?
I'm probably going to go. Let's see here. Oh, another one. Yep, Deontay Johnson, another guy I've been pegged high.
Yeah. I've been seeing good stuff about Bryce Young in camp and stuff. I've been watching a couple of his highlights from camp, and he's throwing the ball good. Like he's a good quarterback. So,
is this the earliest you've seen Nick Chubb go in a while? Around 8. It is for me.
I feel like this is where he was going like a couple weeks ago, and then now I've recently in the new rankings update that we're going to be sending out tonight, I have him lowered.
Yeah,
I'm probably not taking him until round 10.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. 10 is probably the spot for him.
Yeah, definitely.
And I would be taking Brooks over him. If you're debating between the 2 injured guys, I'd go with the less mileage, younger Brooks. So.
Oh, absolutely. I think you're right. I would do the same. But then again, if I have a stacked running back room, getting Chubb late, I'm all for that. Having him sit on the bench until he's healthy, ready to go. Because I think when he is fully back, fully healthy, he's a stud still. So
Yeah.
go ahead, Shane.
So for me, it's just my highest ranked running back, Pollard, there over Moss, based off of the Moss Chase Brown reports that are getting tighter in that running back room. So I think Pollard's going to have enough value there and be more the lead back than people are thinking.
Yeah, fair enough. I completely agree with you. I think Pollard is going to be the leading running back on the team.
Shade, tell me how you really feel about Chubb. Yeah,
All right, I'm on the clock here. I'm going to try not to auto draft
no
pick
auto pick.
again. Jeez Louise, I'm the worst. I am the absolute worst. So there's a couple guys I like here in this range. And I'm going to take Jake Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking him over Brock Bowers and
Yep.
over David Njoku. I think that's the right play there.
Yep.
Locking in my tight end. And then on top of that, I need to get some more running back depth on this team. Not a big fan of Austin Eckler. Jalen Warren is dealing with that hamstring. Is it right, Shane? Hamstring injury.
Yep.
So I'm going to grab someone who is, I think, going to be scoring a lot of touchdowns this year. Gus Edwards.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll probably see. I don't know where Harris went in our draft, but he'll probably be shooting up at least one round right now.
Oh, definitely. I think he is. Where's he at right here? Yeah, he's in round 7. I think that's kind of where he's been going.
Yeah. And so it used to be, though, Warren and Harris were really kind of picks apart. Maybe
I was seeing Warren. Yeah, I was seeing Warren go before Harris. I think almost every draft.
Yeah. I mean,
go ahead.
At this point, I got to just take another guy I'm super high on who I highlighted in our sleeper show, and that's Jameson Williams.
Nice. Good pick. Cole's calling me out here. He said I'm grabbing two of your favorites, so you would blow me in the commentary.
I just moved, though. I did move Ferguson this week in our rankings article that's coming out. I moved him ahead of Bowers also.
I did as well, yeah.
I am not liking what I've seen in the Raiders preseason games. There's
not at all.
They've got, multiple tight ends, 3 of them they can rotate in and out there.
Yeah, definitely. See where Coles goes here. He's got 3 running backs: Henry, Brooks, Robinson. Takes JSN.
Yeah.
Great pick.
And then this pick will be Caleb Williams.
He did not take him. What? Well, he already hit Josh Allen, so he's not taking him.
That's right. I forgot he took Allen. I'm not used to him. Yeah, 3rd round. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, if he doesn't get Josh Allen, he's definitely going Caleb. I mean, here in the 11th round is great value for Caleb, so we'll see who takes him.
Yes. Well, speak of the devil,
Do you not have a quarterback, Shane?
Come on,
nope. Look at that. Look at that.
I will be more than happy in a 1 quarterback draft taking either one of the rookies, Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams, as my starting quarterback.
Oh, 100%. Like I was looking at the draft I did last night. I ended up with let me go ahead and
go ahead and do your back-to-back.
Before I talk too much and realize that I'm not on. I'm taking Jerome Ford. I really like him to start the season with that team, and then just have some standalone value even when Chubb comes back. And then after that, who am I looking at here? Give me a little bit of that. Give me a little bit of a shaker. I'm taking Khalil Shaker as some wide receiver depth. I love Lil Shaker this year. Yep. I think he's going to outperform that ADP. So I'm happy with those 2
Yeah,
picks.
I think Curtis Samuel got hurt today. I don't know how serious, but he is. I think he won't be play. He won't play this weekend.
What was the injury? Do you know?
I don't remember the top of my head. I just saw the alert come on my phone and noticed it. So
you sniped my Browns backfield. Sorry, Shade. Sorry about it. Sorry about it, buddy.
Sorry, not sorry. So here I'm going with a guy who I'm feeling a little bit more confident about the offense from what I've seen, and I think he will probably have better quarterback play this year. That's Cortland Sutton. I just think Nix is going to be a consistent option for them back there.
Yeah, Nix has to get announced as the starter soon, right?
Yes,
he looks the best. He's better than Stidham, better than who's that little boy over there? I can't even think of his name right now. Zach
Oh,
Wilson.
Zach Wilson, that little boy. That little boy.
Exactly, man. You know what I'm
Little
talking
kid.
about. So he, instead of going Ford, that he would have taken, he takes Josh Palmer there. So nice pick. I think Palmer's got a good chance of playing really well over there and for the Chargers this year. Coles follows it up.
Oh,
Rico Dowdle.
Good job, Coles. You are following the rule. Dowdle over Zeke.
Yes. Yeah. Dude, I was able to get Rico Dowdle in the last round of a fantasy draft last night. I thought that was ridiculous.
That is.
And I got, oh my God, I don't know if you saw the message I sent in Slack. Brandon Ayuk fell to the 6th round.
Wow. Sixth
round. Yes, I got him as my 3rd wide receiver. And I thought it was between, it was him or Terry McLaurin. And I ended up going the Ayuk. I couldn't not take Ayuk.
Wow.
Even though as much as I love McLaurin. And, but yeah, I recently I moved Ayuk up to wide receiver 16, I think, right outside the top 15. I have him ahead of Debo. Do you have Debo ahead of Ayuk, or where do you have those two ranked?
I think I need to switch off, but yeah, I had him just above him, but I'll be swapping him back now. That looks like the trade is not happening.
Yeah, so if Ayuk gets signed, like I think he should be drafted ahead of Debo, I think.
Yep. And then I'm just going to round up a running back depth, but I think a guy that's got standalone value we've talked about before, that's Ray Davis. Buffalo.
Have you seen him this preseason?
Yeah,
he
looks
good. Really good. Like PFF was ranking all the running backs for the preseason, and he was he's up there. So I love that pick. Probably would have taken him, but I like where you're at with that one.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to be on the clock here in a minute, so I'm going to start scouting and taking a look for my next pick. I'm going to go down in the ranks here, down, and I'm going to take. I would take Jahan Dotson, but I already have. What's his name? Terry McLaurin. Yeah, so I'm going to take Jerry Jeudy. I think Jerry Jeudy has a good chance. I like what I've seen from him so far this preseason. He's made some pretty highlight reel catches. And after that, I'm going to grab one more running back, and I'm going to go ahead and take Jaleel McLaughlin, who should be the passing down back for Denver. And I think he can get, for a PPR league, I like him late in drafts.
I think it was like when I saw the snap count for both of those, it was like 9 and 7 the other night between him and Williams. So I think that's obviously become a 2-man backfield.
Yeah, definitely.
Estime's not going to get worked in there.
No, and I know Cole sent me his highlight footage, and we were going through it, and nothing looked impressive in the film in all of his carries. He didn't look impressive. But I do think he still has a chance to make something of himself in this league. So I'm still holding out hope for him. Let's see where he goes with his last pick. Ty Chandler. It's a great pick as well.
That is good.
Where are you going here, Shane?
I'm just going to treat this like a normal league where I would just draft 2 quarterbacks to have as a backup, and so just get my backup.
So you do like that? You like drafting 2 quarterbacks in your standard league?
In a normal, I forget this is a 10-team league, and so in a 10-team league, no, I wouldn't do it. But like I'm used to a lot of the larger leagues, 12 and 14 that I play in. I don't play any 10-man leagues, so I will usually just draft 1 backup at least. To have on. So
B-Shade trolling Cole Zicki there, taking Greg Dulcich in the last round. I like it. Yes, even though Cole's auto picked Schultz, so last round. Let's see where Coles goes with his last pick. Who's his sleeper pick? He's probably going Dontavian Wicks. We'll see. That's just my guess.
Yeah, there's still some guys. I mean, look at I know it's a 10-man league, but like, Brandon Cook's available still.
Yes, Brandon Cooks. He takes a backup quarterback with Justin Herbert. So here's where I'm at, right? So there's, I think everybody, team 1 has 2 quarterbacks, team 2 quarterbacks, Coles 2 quarterbacks, McLean 2 quarterbacks. B-Shade only took 1. You took 2 quarterbacks. Team 7 has 2 quarterbacks. Let's see. JD Hogg has got Prescott and Tua. Bartoletti only has 1 quarterback, and I only have 1 quarterback. So the majority of people already have QBs. There are still a lot of quarterbacks
Yeah,
available.
there
So, like,
is.
for me, I'm not drafting 2 quarterbacks in a 10-team league,
Not a 10
one
team.
in a regular league, like even a 12-team league. I was drafting for a buddy yesterday, and he's like, "Hey, like, should we be getting a second quarterback?" I'm like, honestly, no. You're going to have a ton of opportunity on the waiver wire. That quarterbacks are. We've talked about it in the quarterback ranking episode. Quarterbacks are deep. I wish I could still pull up the player pool here that was available, but unfortunately, Sleeper shuts that down as soon as the draft is over.
Mhm.
But there's still a lot of quarterbacks that you can grab on the waiver wire to fill in for your bye week. So, and then
Yeah.
same thing for tight ends. Like I don't like drafting 2 tight ends.
No, definitely not 2 tight ends.
You know what I
No.
mean? So it's like, but look at the board. Like, I think almost everybody is drafting 2 tight ends.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I mean, drafting likely with Andrews, I get that. That's kind of like your tight end handcuff,
yeah.
and likely has some standalone value. But like, taking Hawkinson and Sinnott that's right. I mean, well, this guy's got 3. Took Kelsey, Hawkinson, and Sinnott, but I'm not a fan of drafting 2 quarterbacks or 2 tight ends. It's
no,
just
but Hawkins is a good example to maybe think about, like draft
yeah,
him for later in
especially
the year.
in the 12th round for a 10-team league. You're
Yeah.
basically getting him for free. And towards the end of the year, like, who knows what the Vikings are going to look like by week 9, 10. I mean, that season, the schedule they have is very, very tough, but you never know, man. Sam Darnold is capable with this roster. Like I don't know. It was hard for me because now, JJ's out for the whole season. Sam Darnold is the guy. We know this now. Like, putting in the rankings in the bottom, bottom 20 of quarterbacks, and it's tough for me to find the spot that I really like for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we mentioned, I was just trying to look at guys who kind of steamed up or backed off. We mentioned Neighbors is steamed up, Pacheco is steamed up. I think probably, I don't remember where he went, but I'm guessing Xavier Worthy has maybe popped up around after this weekend. Definitely he's going ahead of Hollywood Brown, I would imagine.
Yeah. So where is Xavier Worthy? Let's find him on here. Right here in round 8. And Hollywood Brown is going around 11.
Yeah. So.
Now, Hollywood, they said 4 to 6 weeks. He's probably going to be out week 1 and 2 for sure. Would you say?
Yes, I would guess. Yep. I would say the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, yeah. And Worthy looked good, man. I think that preseason game that he had where he caught that touchdown, he's Patrick Mahomes is the type of quarterback that's going to make this guy look really, really good. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know. But anyway, to recap, I have my wide receiver room: Garrett Wilson, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin, Shaker, and Judy. Really like this wide receiver group. I have Garrett Wilson, who I think is going to be a stud. Malik Neighbors might actually break the rookie target record. Mike Evans, you know what you're getting with this guy. He's an absolute beast. Fat boy Keenan Allen. Brian Shade. Cooper in the 4th is the steal of the draft. That's not a bad thing, man. Where's Cooper in the 4th? Let's see.
Yeah,
that's Cooper in the 5th.
Fifth. I've seen him a lot.
Or is he talking about Amari Cooper? Where's Amari Cooper?
Yeah, I think he's talking about Amari Cooper.
Yeah, his 5th. Never mind. Yeah, Cooper Kupp in the 5th. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree, man. Cooper Kupp. Like, where's Puka going? Where did he go in the 2nd and then the 5th? Where do you have those 2 ranked, Shane?
So for me, I would rather take the ADP of Cooper Kupp based on and instead
100%. But where in your wide receiver rankings currently do you have those 2? Because I think Coles and I were talking about this. I'm almost ready to be drafting Cooper Kupp ahead of. I'm basically not drafting Puka. That's basically what that means. But
I've got Nakua as wide receiver 17 and Cooper Kupp as 23.
Okay, so are they creeping? They're Cooper Cup's creeping up, right?
Yeah, they're closing the gap. I've only got Puka just one spot ahead of Olave. So
Yeah, Cup top 5 wide receiver rolling. Look, that's what he did. You know what I mean? We've seen him break fantasy one year, and last year he just wasn't healthy, and he just never felt right. So that's what gave Puka the opportunity to have the historic rookie season that he had. But Cooper Cup is ready to go, man. And I'm not ready to say that Puka is the alpha wide receiver one on the team when Cooper Cup is fully healthy, and we've seen what he has done year in and year out with Matthew Stafford. So I completely agree, B-Shade. The steal of the draft, Cooper Cup in the 5th round.
Yeah.
And that's Chris's 5th wide receiver before he even drafted a running back. So anyway, let me finish recapping my team here. Talked about my wide receiver group, running back group, Saquon Barkley, DeAndre Swift, 2 studs that I think are going to have phenomenal years. And then to fill out the depth, I got Gus Edwards. Jerome Ford, I think, is going to start hot. Jaleel McLaughlin, I think I can fill him in on a bye week and get some production with that PPR league setting. CJ Stroud, it was an auto pick, but I'm happy I have him. I'll take it. I think he's going to be a top 10 guy. And CJ Stroud should be not. I don't know. Do you think CJ Stroud is going to have a better year or worse year than his rookie campaign?
I think he can have a better year. I really do. Even from what I've seen, I mean, and obviously the additions, not only Diggs, but like Mixon out of the backfield is going to be a so much better pass catching running back option than what they had last year.
Absolutely. So, I don't know where I'm at with it because I think he could easily do it, but he had such a great season last year. And then you add Diggs, you add the pieces you're talking about. It's just a recipe for him to have an even better year. And then I took Jake Ferguson, Fergalicious. I think him in the late rounds of these tight ends, right around the Bowers and Njoku, Goddard, Hawkinson, Schultz, that like Ferguson is the steady Eddie guy. He's going to get some production. So I'm happy about that. Shane, break down your team for us quick.
Yeah, so I wanted to go something different instead of St. Brown, and I kind of like how the build ended up being with the hero running back and Hall, and then just smash 3 receivers in a row, which London I would take the beginning of round 2. DJ Moore, I would take him over Nico, over Ayuk, and Waddle, I would be hesitant. I'd probably be off of Waddle in the beginning of round 3, but coming around in round 4, I'm more than comfortable taking him there. And then, like I said, I think getting the last of the tiers of tight ends of guys who could finish tight end 1 or, that's Pitts. That's the last tier of them.
Yeah, these 6 tight ends right here that are all going in rounds 4 and 5.
Yep.
Yeah, I completely agree.
It's really this year. If I can get one of those top 6 in the top 5 rounds, I'm trying to do that.
Yeah.
So, then RB2, it's that Kamara and Walker and Mixon's going to probably be something I go back and forth on all leading up to drafts, and I may flip flop them. But the point is, you've got plenty of opportunities in this range for a solid RB2 in a PPR league.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm taking James Conner over all 3 of them. I'm really high on Conner this year with an improved offense. I think Conner can outproduce these 3 running backs. So I'm personally taking Conner ahead of those 3 after Swift, but I see what you're saying. I mean, in a PPR league, taking Kamara, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, and I've got Swift over all those guys, but did not slip down. Kirk and Johnson, I think, are just 2 high floor receiving options for depth. I mean, they're going to be probably the number 1 targeted receiver on each other's teams going into it.
You just had a tweet about Kirk, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So he was, if you took out week 1 where he only got 1 catch and 2 targets, in the first 12 games, he was top 20 wide receiver fantasy points per game. And Brian Thomas Jr. is getting all the hype, but Kirk's still going to get the greatest target share, I feel, in that offense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Brian Thomas is going 2 rounds later. And these two, I just Kirk is like the forgotten wide receiver, right?
Yep.
He's just nobody wants to draft him, but when you do, you're like, okay, I feel pretty good about it after he's putting up 15, 16 points a game for the first 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So I like those two picks. And then what'd you do in the back half of this
Then we
draft?
got Pollard, who I think is going to get 60-40 over Spears. But even if it is 60-40, I'm happy with that. Pollard really operates better when he's not given a full load. So I'm not scared that he's got Spears. I think it helps him actually. So, and then what's crazy looking at this draft is you get a number one receiver on what we think will be a better offense than it was last year in Sutton in Denver. The number one target, the number one receiver. He'll be another guy that has a high floor of catches and targets per game with Nick. So, I mean, you're already seeing it in the preseason. So,
yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that does it. That's our mock draft here. 10-team PPR. We'll be back again tomorrow with another mock draft. Stay tuned. Check out the Substack, thefantasyroadshow.substack.com. We're releasing tonight. I don't know did you already release it?
No, it's coming out right after this show.
All right, coming out right after the show, our updated rankings for the show. Coles, me, and Shane are updating them every Monday. So be on the lookout for that. And stay tuned. Buckle up.